All right. Welcome to another episode of Cue the Chaos.
Cue the Chaos.
Where we are going to dive all into episode 3 of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16.
And before we get started, I just want to hop out there and say, Gia Giudice, we're coming for you for fucking life in chaos. Bitch, don't be coming to steal our podcast.
I saw that. She had a chaos name in her podcast name, and I feel like we
inspired
also
it.
have it as well.
We inspired it.
So I think that it's only fair that we had it first, so...
Clearly, Gia's a fan of Cue the Chaos, and we can't be mad. So here, cheers to
Gia. Cheers to Gia.
Good luck. This shit is hard.
It is hard, yes. But diving right in. So we are on episode 3 of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. We pick kind of like right up at the tagline.
Let's just start from the beginning. The tagline.
What did we think, Alex?
I've snatched back my peach and now I'm bringing the juice. Portia came off the gate and it wasn't giving all of that. I saw somewhere on Twitter where somebody was like, it's giving vibes of Marlo when she had her first peach, and her story, her tagline was, I always had the juice and now I got the peach. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. So, I mean, Portia's didn't like eat down, but I was like, welcome back, Portia. Yeah. Welcome back, Portia P, Playa P, what they call her.
I think that for me, my favorite one was Drew's, who said that she is like on the upper level,
on the top, and everybody else
is in the basement.
In the basement.
Yeah, that was great.
We love a read.
It was a read. It was a reference to like her storyline with her and
Janet, Drew. Who's her baby daddy?
Ralph.
God,
we can't keep up with her man.
Ralph, Drew, Dennis, all y'all got.
Yes, but it was definitely keeping up with that. I thought that SHAMEENA's was cute, talking about
+1.
She's never been a +1.
Honey, I've always been that one. And honey, she kind of came through and ate. Yeah. We gonna clock it. We clocked that, Shamea. We see you. First of all, I just want us to say, I told y'all Shamea was gonna get the best edit ever. So,
that was crazy. Yes, no, Shamea has definitely given the storyline of the season.
Everybody loves Sham.
Everybody loves it.
Everybody loves Sham. Nice. They're not going to give you.
I think the other 3 taglines were a little weaker. Obviously, with the 3 newer women, because we're still getting to know them.
I got 4 daughters, so be careful because you might get grounded.
Yeah.
Kelly's.
Yeah, Kelly's wasn't great.
Angela, bitch, if you're looking for a shade, come find an oak tree. Let me tell Angela. Let me tell you what you should have been, honey. He might have been a player on the court. But bitch, I run shit off the court, okay?
Yeah,
let him know.
No, that would have been a read.
Let him know.
That would have been a read.
Let him know, honey, huh? He might have been on the court, but baby, I'm calling these shots, okay?
Yes. She could have had so much better ones.
If these other girls want to play games, tell them welcome to the pro, baby, because you're in the league. But you know, Angela, you didn't give. You gave Oak Tree for Oakley.
It was light. It was light.
It was
light work.
light. It was
light
expected.
Work. It was definitely expected.
It was expected.
I called it. Did I call it on this podcast?
He actually, I don't know if he called it on the podcast, but he definitely called it. Because the moment they were released, I called him, and all I said was, bitch, you called that a mile away. And he was like, didn't I?
I did, I know.
So, Angela, it was predictable.
It was. And I don't know if Brits was, it was okay. It was just basic.
Brits was what was it? I'm pretty and paid, so of course bitches want to shade.
Yeah.
I feel like she tried way too hard.
Yeah.
She tried way too hard.
Yeah, so that was the taglines. But immediately at the beginning of the episode...
Wait, I'm sorry, time out. Fun fact, my mother auditioned for season 5 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And
Hold on. I didn't know this.
She did.
I didn't know this.
She did.
Okay.
And there's a part in the audition process where they ask you, what would your tagline be if you were a Real Housewife? And I told my mother hers should be, I carry a Birkin, and my Birkin carries a Beretta. Okay. That's all she should be like, I should have been.
Well, it sounds like she would have been perfect on season 16,
She would have been ready for you, Britt. Darlene would have been ready for you, Britt. Okay, but, so, taglines, I mean, the winner is, I think, definitely going to have to go to Drew. Shamea. Definitely. Definitely.
Round of applause, baby.
You ate that Drew.
You ate it down.
You
ate
did.
it down. So, but
diving right into tonight's episode, first scene, we get Britt and her family hanging out. And I really want to touch on this. Britt, and this is now the second or third episode she brought up being a video vixen in high school.
Yeah.
And I don't think she realizes, like, that's not the flex that you think it is.
Not at all.
To me, it just sounds like you are all used hoe with a bunch of miles on your pussy. Sounds like you have been around the block, forwards, backwards, parallel parked in a couple driveways, parked in a couple garages, backed it out, broke down, got an oil change from the niggas on the block, and you still running, is what it sounds like to me. So I don't know if I would be telling people that.
I think it's more so just weird because when you think of high school, there's like a 14 to 18 range. So where did you fall in the range? Were you on the 14?
You had at least 3
Were you
nose
on
jobs.
the 18?
Which nose did you
Where
have?
are you at on that range? So it just sounds weird when you say I was a video vixen in high school because, you know, again, people's mind frame is leaning towards younger. If she had said I was a video vixen in my late teens or early 20s, it totally transforms.
Even if she just said I was a video vixen by 17. Like,
yeah.
But the fact that you just keep saying high school, I agree. It's giving, bitch, were you a freshman?
Weird. It's
like,
weird.
It's not.
And then, you know, she also revealed that she dated Rick Ross.
Which is also not a flex, because who hasn't dated Rick Ross? I dated Rick Ross, too, if you guys wanted to know.
At the same time, actually.
I threw on my blonde wig. And put some socks in my breast. And I was like, hey, Ricky Rose. So, that's flex.
No, it wasn't.
Not a flex.
It wasn't great. I'll say this. I like Britt. I think that this episode, to me, set her back a little bit. So I think that...
I think she's going to get set back in every episode from here on out.
Well, I would say the scene with the family felt, to me, on her side, a little produced. I think that the family members were giving real, authentic themselves. I felt like Britt was just trying to push this narrative to talk about, oh, me and Mike want to have a child, and we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do this. Which is fine to bring that up, but it has to feel real and authentic, and it didn't feel like that. I felt like we were just pushing this narrative to get you to the next scene.
Britt, do you live in Eagles Landing Country Club? Because I feel like I passed your house going to my in-laws' house. I feel like she lives really close to my in-laws. Her house just looks like it's in Eagles Landing.
She's giving Henry County?
It's giving Henry County. Fuck that. Because I mean, we can tell her house was not an expensive house.
No, it wasn't.
Like, no shade. That's not an expensive
The inside
house.
looks great though.
The inside has been completely gutted and redone. But
yeah.
Britt bought that house for, I guarantee you, max $400,000. Max, it's a $400,000 house here in Atlanta.
So I definitely want to see more from her authentically. Authentically, I do. I want to see more authentically.
I want to see more about her husband. What does he do for a living?
I know.
Because you know what's interesting to me is it's giving there's going to be a scandal there because when you can explain what you do, Bravo explains what you do.
Yes.
When they can't explain what you do,
they just don't say nothing.
And that's what it's giving. It's giving Louis Rui. I don't even know.
Ruelas?
Ruelas. It's giving Louis Ruelas. It's giving Jen Shaw. It's, well, Tom Girardi actually was a lawyer, but he just was doing other shit. Yeah, but it's just giving Louis and Jen. It's giving, what exactly are you doing? Exactly. So we'll see.
Okay. What was the next scene after the Brit scene?
So after Brit, we got to see. Well, I mean, of course, they also talked about her dad dying, but I don't know if we care to talk about that.
It definitely gave more context to her because she explained how she started her company for the insurance fraud company. And so you gave me a little more context to that. So I did appreciate that. And I did see that there's obviously some parallels into why she wanted to go into her own business. Again, it didn't feel
her daddy died 10 years ago. We understand.
It just didn't feel as authentic as the other girls, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm not taking anything away from your dad passing away. That is a horrible thing that happened. I'm so sorry for that. It just didn't relay authentically on camera the way we saw it. And that's it. So, moving on.
We'd rather talk about you being an insurance fraud hoe.
I know. I'm excited about that.
Or take offense. I really don't care. Moving on. So Kelly and Portia meet up at a restaurant, which was kind of awkward.
It was awkward. It was really
very awkward. It was very...
Well, the first thing, can we talk about it, y'all? I'm sorry. Me and Alex both have been in Atlanta a long time. And Hennessy strawberry margaritas, yes, it's a thing. It's a thing. Is it a thing that we condone? Hell no. It's ratchet as hell.
GHETTO, it's ghetto.
But it's definitely a thing that people do. It's not a thing that I condone. It's not a thing I drink.
So I will tell you, if you work, you'll see, we work in the service industry in Atlanta. There are restaurants that'll be like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah. There are restaurants that'll literally be like, we're not making a Hennessy margarita. Yeah. It's not a thing, no.
Yeah.
And then there are restaurants that are like, we serve Hennessy margaritas.
Yeah, they either go one or two ways. They lean into it, or they're like, no, we don't want that. So.
Because let me tell you, the people who drink Hennessy margaritas are not the people that you want at your establishment.
No,
at least not the people that the servers want, because they're not tipping.
No, not usually. Yeah. Mm-mm. So it was interesting to see.
So that means Portia don't tip the people.
Portia, please tell me you tip, girl. If you see this video, just let us know in the comment.
Portia don't tip, y'all.
I'm a 25% tipper. Let us know. Let us know, Portia. So, but yeah, that was interesting. You could clearly see, again, this is a scene set up by production to get Portia and Kelly to have a conversation.
The storyline moving.
But I will say, at the end of this scene, I did feel like there was an authentic banter between them.
I do. I feel like they did reach commonality, and they were excited to like see where it was going to go. Because it was still early in the season.
It was. And I think also, too, I've always said, Portia is like Nene. She likes people who can give it back to her.
That can make because it's what makes the show go round.
It makes the TV show
And that's why
happen.
I've always said Margaret Josephs was genuinely pivotal for Jersey, because she pushed it forward. And I think that's Kelly. I think Kelly's coming in, she's asking the questions, saying the things that's pushing the cast forward, and not just trying to be a pretty girl like Angela or Britt that has nothing to offer other than their nasal voices and their money. So I think Kelly so far is getting a great edit and is really bringing it this season.
I'm excited. So. Yes. So after the Portia Kelly scene, where were we at?
After the Portia Kelly scene, we then run into Drew and her terrible live vocals in the studio where she was trying to sing.
Not only the live vocals weren't good, but it also, me and Alex both clocked the like grass background wall that like a lot of Atlanta bars and restaurants do for some kind of like aesthetic purposes, so people can take pictures and do all that, which is fine.
Grass wall.
But like, you did this at a studio, which is like the least like aesthetic place. This is where you come to produce music. You're not setting these grass walls up for like
GHETTO. It's ghetto.
They were probably serving Hennessy strawberry margaritas there.
I guarantee you that. I guarantee you they had a Hennessy margarita on the menu at that studio.
At the studio,
they
yes.
absolutely
Right.
did.
It was.
I want to talk about her vocals because it was giving GOAT and not greatest of all time. It was giving It was giving Drew as an auto-tuning. It was giving whoa, the ring didn't mean a thing, no.
To me, it was giving the Masked Singer. Do you know why? I wish she was wearing a mask because I didn't know who she was.
Baby, who are you and what are you saying?
But you know what? Let me say this. Let's back all the way up, because I am always about giving people their condolences, their flowers, their everything. I did listen to Drew's new album, y'all.
And once they put the auto-tune and Melodyne on it,
was some hits
great.
on there. It was some hits on
Baby,
there. So
once
you know
they
what?
Melodyne that voice, it sounded great.
Drew, I'm going to give you this round of applause, girl. This round of applause, because you know what? You did that. So I don't know what happened in the interim or what we heard, but
Drew, I'm gonna give you this. Like Nene said, I'm gonna give you this because you need to keep that.
But no, I did think
live
the
vocals were not hitting.
The live vocals weren't hitting, but the album did sound great.
Did she say she opened up for Tamar?
She said she opened up for Tamar and Tank.
I guess that's why they didn't have no clips of it, because them vocals was whoa, them vocals won't hit the notes.
You know what? I'm not gonna hate on Drew. Drew, I love you, girl. You did your thing. You know what? I am proud of you, because it is hard to sing live on TV and also probably in the studio.
Drew, I would have liked you, but I don't.
And I like that you were honest in that opinion. That's my opinion on it. So.
Drew, I would have liked you, but I don't like you because of what you said to me at the Oakley Foundation.
Okay, we're moving on past that. Anyway, so we're not even there yet. We're not even there yet.
Bitter.
So what was the next? So after they're in the studio, Drew does her vocals and all the girls come in, remember?
So after Drew sounded like a baby goat.
It's Kenya, Angela,
Cynthia.
and Cynthia. They all come in and they're all listening to Drew, and then they kind of do like a little wrap around where they're all kind of like talking about what happened at the last event, etc. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where are we at? Where are we at on this?
Well, where we're at is Cynthia and her terrible weave. So we just want to know why the hell Cynthia just be slapping anything on the top of her
Cynthia,
head.
baby.
Like Cynthia at this
point. The check had not cleared yet.
It's just like, Cynthia's just like.
The check hadn't cleared.
Cynthia's just like, anything that I can. Cynthia's just literally just like, whatever I can sit on my head. Let me just throw something on my head real quick. Cynthia, you ain't even trying.
Cynthia, the check had not cleared. Clearly, Drew hit you up. She was like, girl, come in my closet. And you was like, Drew, girl. Baby, you were just throwing anything on. What was going on? Cynthia. Now, Cynthia, girl, you are a model.
Cynthia is just like...
The edges weren't even right.
Cynthia is just slapping anything on her head and showing up. Cynthia's like, baby... I got fired. I need a check, so I'm not even mad.
But clearly, I will say this, so hold on, because I am always going to be honest. Cynthia, baby. When the confessionals came, though, Cynthia ate.
That check had cleared by the time we got
it's clear by the end. So, baby, them confessionals ate. Baby, them confessionals.
So, first of all, I just want to clear this up. I love Cynthia boots.
Love Cynthia down.
Love Cynthia. Cynthia's the sweetest. And in person, none of these bitches hold a candle to Cynthia.
She's amazing.
Cynthia is fucking
gorgeous.
Like, flawless, gorgeous.
Yes.
Body T, face T. I see why they call her Cheekbones Bailey. But baby, so far these first 3 episodes, them wigs have just been... It's been
bad. It's been bad. I'm sad.
Cynthia, it's hurt my feelings. Your wigs have hurt my feelings.
But yes, so they're at the studio. They are kind of quizzing Drew on the dentist of it all, asking where he is, what's the relationship between them. Drew stuck her foot in her mouth, saying that she only talks to Drew, or only talks to Dennis via text. And production pulled up a phone call at them as usual.
Put my wig back on for Cynthia.
Okay, Cynthia.
We're in the studio though.
We're in the studio.
We're in the studio. We're talking about Drew and Dennis.
So, and then, Kenya tells Drew that all the girls think that she's a whore.
Where we did actually get one of the best confessionals of the season so far, where Cynthia was like, ooh,
not a whore.
Honey, a hoe.
A hoe we can rock with.
A hoe is almost a compliment.
Yes.
But a
whore?
honey,
We won't do that.
We don't do that. Maybe that's them fighting words, honestly. A whore. You are the whore of Charm. Hold on. Just take it back to Charm School. You are the whore of Charm School.
Damn, not the whore.
You are a slutatious whore, in the words of Monique. Nikki Parker.
So then Drew is basically kind of giving a recap of that, and then they segue into the Drew, Angela, Shamea gym scene where Angela's giving her recap on what she thought happened at the gym. Sorry, I'm popping some more champs. With her and Shamea.
SHAMEENA.
And she feels like Shamea was a little rude and she was Portia's puppet, quote unquote, in that she felt like the next time she saw Shamea, she did want to have a conversation with her so they could clear the air, right? And that's kind of where we left that scene.
That's where we left that scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Angela didn't give too much in that scene. I kind of liked that distressed J-Lo wig she had on.
I did too, actually.
I did.
I'd like that on her,
I
yes.
did. Angela had a cute little moment.
Yeah, she did.
She did. Then after that, we got a cute little family scene with Shamea and her sisters in her massive bedroom. Shamea's bedroom, I'm pretty sure is the entire size of my whole 15
Can I tell y'all something right now? We're actually in Shamea's bedroom. She doesn't even know it.
Her bedroom is so big.
It's so big.
She actually just can't see that
so
we're
big she can't see
sitting
us.
over here in her living room. She can't see us or hear us.
Shamea!
Shamea! Wait, we should reach out to her and ask her to come do this. So we can be like, Shamia!
That would be really funny. But no, it was really nice to see that, like, she was able to connect with her sisters and, like, that background. And obviously, just the connection with her daughters and the struggle she's going through, wanting to give her husband another child, but also dealing with the fertility issues. So,
which is interesting. Ooh. Bitch, did we just get into a fight?
Hold on, bitch. What just happened?
Did it die?
Maybe. I don't think
Maybe
so.
it turned. It said snatch.
Hold on. Hold on. We're doing.
Are we upside down?
I don't even know what's going on.
Are we
now,
all the way
bitch.
upside down now? Hey, y'all. Girl.
It does say 20% battery, but it didn't say. Press trigger twice to resume. Hold on.
No, okay.
Let's see.
Hey, help. There we go. Oh,
What
It's
the
giving Shabuzi. It's giving.
Okay, here we are now. We're in a new angle now, yo. This is gonna be the funniest fucking video ever. I can't even wait for her to post it. All right, we're in a new angle.
We're gonna have
so
to
here
put
we
one
are.
of those things to tell people to rotate their screen halfway through.
Yep. Okay, there we go.
Okay, let me slide back so I can get into the frame, y'all.
Okay, get in the frame.
Let me get in the
there
frame.
We go.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Let me not look like a big bitch while I'm talking about other folks.
But yeah, so we were talking about Shamia, her family scene. And then she was obviously nervous about the upcoming surgery with Shia. Sorry. And
that was the real part. When she pulled up to the hospital in her brand new $430,000 Rolls Royce.
We'll drop down.
My phone died when I was trying to put that in there.
Okay, so we'll drop to that and then come back to the Drew attorney scene. So no, that was insane. You're right. That was a scene to see that. The fact that she had so much pull with the family to be able to, like, come up and be like, hey, here's my doctor waiting on me when I pull up. The fact that the
doctor was waiting on her. When have you ever gone to the doctor's office and your doctor is outside the hospital waiting on you?
Bitch, usually when I go to the doctor's not even there.
Doctor ain't
Bitch, I'm waiting.
Bitch, I'm waiting. Doctor's still at home.
The doctor's still at home.
I'm sitting in your lobby waiting on you to show
up. Fill out the same paperwork I always fill out.
Waiting for you to sneak in the back door. Meanwhile, Shamia's doctor is outside waiting like, hey, I'm here ready.
Yeah.
Wild. That's what you call
nice,
real wealth. When your doctor is waiting on you. I mean, I can text my doctor. We text. But my doctor ain't waiting on me.
Yeah, no, that was nice. So, but right before all that happened, we got the Drew scene with her attorney. Hold on.
Drew,
hold on. Can we give a minute? Baby, can me and Alice tell y'all something? Baby, this ain't Randy Kessler.
This ain't Randy. This ain't Randy. First of all, Drew, let me tell you something. I'm going to help you out right now, Drew. Go ahead and give Ralph whatever he's asking for. Because when I saw your attorney wearing the same wig that Sonia Norwood, Brandy, and Ray J's mother wears, that deep wave wig that she got from the beauty supply store down here on Moreland Avenue, bitch, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Drew, you're going to lose.
It wasn't good.
Drew.
The fact that she said, I'm still going through the paperwork to look through the financials, and I realized half of the financials was you.
Bitch,
where are the assistants?
Where's the paralegal?
They should have known that already.
The fact that her office looks like it was one of the offices that the government rents. Because you know how the government facility don't pay for nothing.
Nothing.
It was giving that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
And then the fact that she was wearing an outfit from Tag's Boutique that Candy owns.
You know what, Drew, you lost already.
Drew, go find Randy.
Drew,
please go retain Randy.
Give Ralph whatever he wants. Give Ralph whatever he wants, girl. Just do what do you call it when you just dissolve a settlement? Settle, girl. Just
settle outside of court, Drew.
Settle, girl. It was bad. It was bad. Because out of all the attorneys in Atlanta you could have got, baby.
Ralph, I hope you at least retained Randy. I hope one of y'all retained Randy. Because I know y'all see when we be in Randy's office, because we've been in Randy's office like 12 times.
Yes.
Randy is in the sky. I'm pretty sure Randy bought the old Sundial restaurant and just be rotating around Atlanta. Because I don't see nothing but the entire fucking city of Atlanta when we be in Randy's office.
No, it's true. It's true.
Randy takes a helicopter up to his office.
It's true.
I don't know if you know this, but Randy literally takes a helicopter. He doesn't even take the elevator. He takes a helicopter and comes down into his office.
Yeah, it's true. So, it's...
And Drew's over here at the local family practice that's off of North Druid Hills in a brick building next to a goddamn
in between
talent
the Chipotle
and the William Reynolds agency. They charge you $500 for a headshot.
Right in front of the what's the
Red Roof Inn?
No, I was going to say the place with the smoothies. What's it called?
Tropical
King.
Smoothie King. That you can get a smoothie, a headshot, and divorce advice all for $5.99. Drew, we want better for you, girl. We do, and what I can tell
want
you
better
is
for you so much.
You're gonna end up like Kim Zolciak in a townhouse because Ralph is gonna get everything.
Yeah, it wasn't good. So after we moved on from that Drew attorney thing, what did we get, Alex?
Child, where we at? Angela and Charles and them 5 investment properties that's all about to get foreclosed on.
I'm just going to say this. Me and Alex touched on it last week. I'm just going to say my 2 cents on it, y'all, and I promise you I will not bring it up again.
Go ahead and give me your 2 cents. So I can
Alex and I are both familiar with real estate. Alex has done real estate before. I've done real estate for the last 8 years. We know a decent amount of people in the Atlanta real estate industry, whether we've worked with them directly or have networked with them, y'all.
Like to the point of we know Kelly's contractor that's doing her restaurant.
Yes, we know Kelly's contractor. I know Egypt Sherrod. If you watch anything on HGTV.
Do you know Egypt?
Of course, bitch. You know I met Egypt so many times.
I know Egypt from back when we did Love and Hip Hop because she used to have a radio show.
Yes.
But I don't know her like that. But I love Egypt and Mike.
Yes.
Love Egypt and Mike.
Yeah.
Egypt
came and looked at a house that me and Nicole did in Vinings.
Yes. Egypt, I want to be Egypt girl. If you see
we
this,
love
be your friend.
But we say all that to say that when I asked people had they ever heard of Angela Oakley and her 5 investment properties, it was crickets. It was crickets, y'all. It was crickets. It was quiet. It was silent. They didn't know nothing about these properties. And then I said, oh no, but she's actually she's a agent too. Like she's an agent. She's a real estate agent. And she's licensed with a brokerage here in Atlanta that a lot of people are familiar with. And when we looked up her brokerage, they show you all the sales that you have made as an agent with that brokerage under your real estate license ID number. And that number was nothing.
It's half the zero. Marcus, can you give me the other half of the zero? Goose egg. Nada.
So you know what, Angela? I just always say this. If you're going to come on TV and you're going to hype some shit up, girl, have the receipts to back it up. Like, be about it. If you're going to be on TV, be like, baby, I got 5 investment properties. By the time we see this 9 months later, the properties better be sold. They better be bought. The listings better be listed, active,
just
like
something.
Everything.
But it's nothing. It's nothing.
What are we doing
Much like
here?
your marriage to Charles. It's nothing.
I didn't say that, y'all. So
In case y'all couldn't tell, me and Angela we're not meshing well.
But you know what? I am always going to be impartial. I will give credit due where credit is. I do love a journey of a couple really trying to build back their relationship when they've gone through a hardship. So I did like the fact.
What I like? I like mess. And let me tell you what mess I like. I like the fact that Angela tried to come for my marriage, but as I'm sitting here watching hers each week, I see, honey, I don't like you and your husband don't like you either. Clock that, Angela. Who's next? And if you need somebody to sell your houses, call Mark Spain.
Refill.
Moving on.
I will say though, let me just say this one thing. I do like the fact that Angela and her husband are trying to put the effort into going into counseling, because I think you and I both, everybody has been in a relationship where marriage counseling is needed. And if you're at least trying to put the effort to make things work, I appreciate that. My only thing is that the stories around why they went to marriage counseling didn't really make sense. I'll let Alex, talk more about that. But that to me was the part where I was just a little confused, because baby, I done probably went to Alex to the local bar and got in a fight, but we ain't going to marriage counseling tomorrow about it. So it just didn't make sense. But anyway.
Allegedly, Charles can't hold his alcohol. So it's interesting that the whole Madison Square Gardens thing was the reason y'all took a separation in the beginning of your relationship. What about him being banned from the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Vegas?
Oh.
Or what about him being banned from the casinos in Vegas?
Oh.
Like, when are you going to talk about that?
Oh.
When are we going to talk about the fact that he was drunk at all of those occasions, allegedly?
Oh.
So, when are we going to get into the tea? You're spinning stories, but spin the wheel on down the road so we can get to the details.
And then when they said, get on down the road.
Get on down the road, honey.
Why don't you?
Get on down the road.
You know what? But I will say this. I never want a relationship not to work out. So Charles and Angela, I am wishing you the best. I want everything that you guys want for you as well. So we will just move on to the next subject and come back to that when we can.
Well, Charles and Angela's relationship is about as natural as her nose. So.
Where are we at next?
Honestly, we're actually almost done. Popping it down.
Are we?
Portia and her mama.
Let me say this, Portia. When you came back to this show, I know what the intention was. You came back to this show as Portia Wubadia. We all know it. We all know you did. You came back to this show as Portia, the wife of a rich African man. And when you saw filming started and all the shit went all the way to the left, instead of leaning into your friend who was actually with the rich African man, you went against her. And it's not working out in your favor.
And honestly, it makes me dislike you.
It makes me dislike you so much. Because you know why?
Loyalty and accountability are not things you can
This
say.
is your high school friend. And you thought it would be a good idea for you to sit with your mom at a spa scene and y'all both throw her under the bus knowing you've known this girl since high school.
Hold on. There's a couple of adjectives we left out. You decided to sit at a spa with your mama and both y'all big ashy legs out on camera talk about SHAMEENA.
Yeah.
My greased up cocoa goddess.
Yeah.
But baby, you and Diane looking like y'all done took a hot shower and took your legs straight out and didn't put a goddamn drop of cocoa butter on them. Didn't give me a Vaseline, an Aveeno, or nothing. Didn't give me no moisture.
Baby, we were in the Boy Scouts. You would have rubbed them legs together. Would have started a fire.
Bitch, lips was drier than my your legs was drier than my lips on that video that went viral that time.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it only because you guys do have a really long-standing, long-term friendship.
To the point where your mother knew her as a child too.
Yes.
So for Diane,
she's shady.
Diane, get on up there.
Diane, you shady and nasty because you know you're wrong for that too, girl. You know you're wrong for that. You know you're wrong for that. Come on now.
Diane, you know. And then meanwhile, you got SHAMEENA over here FaceTiming you to talk about what her daughter to go
for. Auntie Portia.
Portia, they are against you, bitch. Wake up. You have been filming this show way too long and still be trying to go into this hiding stuff and acting like you don't know how production works.
Yeah.
Portia, you are disappointing me, honestly, because Portia has been on this show. Portia has been on this show for 10 years. Portia understands how production works. You learn how production works, honestly, after you film your first season and see it back. You realize how it works. You realize when they ask you those questions, what they're going to film, and Portia has dug herself so deeply into the grave. What should be Portia's redemption season is making Portia look so fucking stupid, and I'm so disappointed in you, Portia.
It literally might be the season where they just used you as an alley-oop to season 17, girl. And they gonna let you exit to the left. And then when he said, exit to the left. And then that's gonna be it, girl.
Honey, the door will be closed.
And it doesn't need to happen. And it's so frustrating that you even let it get to this point. Because you have a long-standing friendship with SHAMEENA.
And then,
nothing else.
The fact that you are sitting around hanging out with Britt, insurance fraud hoe Edie, who allegedly talks about Shia and or Shiloh. Portia. Portia.
Yeah.
Portia.
Yeah, it's bad. It's
bad.
It's Michael Jackson.
Your name is
bad.
Portia, but it's giving Pinto.
Yeah. It's bad.
Your name is Portia, but it's giving Pontiac. Your name is Portia, but it's giving poor ass decisions.
They call her Porri. We gonna call you Portia.
Portia. Ghetto bitch.
But anyway,
strawberry,
so we are gonna
Hennessy
move
margaritas and shit. Portia, you done pissed me the fuck off tonight.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, Portia.
So we're moving on to the last scene of the night.
And then Portia, I'm sorry. Portia, we had a whole kiki at the finale. Portia, we kikied. I loved you, Portia. CEO of Go Naked.
I'll say this. Me and Alex met all of the housewives filming the finale with them. And I think we both had a good interaction with everybody. I think well, let me say
almost everybody.
Well, almost everybody. Yeah, you're right. My favorite from the finale meeting was Portia/Britt. That was me. What was yours?
Well, so because of who I came to the finale with, and being real life friends with Cynthia, I got to really know Cynthia. I feel like on a level way more personal than she realizes, because she was talking to her friend, and I was just like, "Hey, Cynthia, I'm right here."
There. Yeah.
So I really liked Cynthia. And then I had a real good kiki with Portia. Like, I mean, me and Portia at the red carpet, me and Portia at the cocktail hour. Me and Portia had a kiki. And then, I mean, of course, you guys know, Phaedra's real cool, but...
Phaedra's a Reed assassin, baby. She did what she came to do. So if anybody... Because all the girls are trying to clock Portia now, and they're trying to be like, Portia didn't save the season. Portia didn't do this. Phaedra. Phaedra didn't do this. Phaedra didn't do that. Right. I will say this. Phaedra did what she was supposed to do at the end. That from what I saw. The reads were reading. And some of the girls just might still be mad about it, right?
What are you gonna say? Phaedra's gonna come in and give y'all
we're gonna let it marinate.
We'll let it marinate. So we'll jump back into the end of the episode where we get to see Kelly throw her Balmain fashion event.
Yeah, so Kelly had an event. Again, love to see the personal scenes from them. She's describing her children, that are dealing with a birth general defect,
osteoarthritis.
I know it's OI. Let's call it OI because I don't know the exact terminology of it.
Homeless, not toothless.
Toothless, not homeless.
That's what I said. Homeless, not toothless.
No, it's toothless, not homeless.
No, it's homeless.
No, they're
homeless. They're homeless. They're homeless, but they have teeth. They're homeless, not toothless.
Bitch, damn. So I can't have teeth, but I have homeless. That's fucked up. God damn.
I tell you, Beverly Hills did the best and worst thing by talking about homeless but not toothless.
Because I'm so confused still.
They don't have homes, but they do have
teeth.
The point of the organization is to provide dental care to homeless people. So you
can suck a good dick to get you a house.
Homeless, not toothless, baby. Yeah, baby. You might be gumming at that. Honey, that's how Portia got assignment from Fallon. Allegedly.
But yes, so just to clarify, so they're at this final event of the night, and Kelly's hosting for her children. She's giving this really emotional speech, which honestly for me too, me and Alex both clocked it. We said, you know what, Shamea and Kelly really are giving the storylines of the season.
It's a golden edit.
Yeah, but they're just really giving us the real life storylines of the season. You know, Kelly is dealing with getting out of a divorce. It's been emotional. He was abusive to her. She has 4 daughters. And now she's really trying to rebuild up her empire with these restaurants and really just do things to make them happy. And
it's called the golden edit.
And then you see Shamea on the other side. So
they're getting the golden edit. And I can tell you, like, when we filmed our show, me and my wife, we were given the golden edit. And it's just an edit that makes you look better than everybody else. So it's not to say that me and my wife didn't argue, because we did. However, they chose not to film that because they said your storyline, it does have more love than everybody else's. So that's what we're going to focus in on. And I feel like that's the same edit you're getting with Shamea and Kelly. They're like, no, people can resonate with this because of the things you're going with through your daughters. Like Shiloh, Shamea's youngest daughter was born with craniostenosis, which is a very rare disease. Fun fact, my wife Caroline is the first baby in the world to have craniostenosis and have it operated on and survive. There are medical
Caroline had that?
Caroline has medical journals published about her being the first baby with craniostenosis. So it's I have that connection with Shamea, Shiloh, and Caroline. So it's like a real big thing. That's why I really understand the severity of it, and that's what really made me disappointed in Portia hanging out with Britt, because of it. In talking to my mother-in-law about her living through Caroline having craniostenosis and her talking and just being so emotional and being afraid to even pick up her child, to then know you're hanging out with somebody who talked about your friend's child who went through that. It's like, that's just not cool on any level.
I don't like that either. No,
so I'm good on Portia, honestly.
I'm good on Portia.
I'm good. Sorry, Portia.
Sorry.
I don't want a Portia anymore.
We like Ferraris.
We like Ferraris.
Bitch, want to party with Cardi. Buddy and a Rari. But no, so at this kind of like event, obviously, I love that all the girls brought their kids. I thought that was amazing.
And the shade. They brought the kids and the shade.
Oh, they brought the kids and the shade. Yeah, so I did love that Kenya had her kid there. You know, Angela brought her kid. Shamea brought her kid. Portia brought her kid. Like, all the girls had their kids. Obviously, Kelly had her kids there. But what we really saw was that Angela tried to talk to Shamea about their kind of beef that they had at the gym events. And Shamea wasn't really feeling it. She was just like, you're kind of weird, and you have weird energy, and you were basically saying whatever Drew said, and I don't kind of have anything for you. And, you know, Angela called her Flavor Flav, and Shamea called her LaToya Jackson.
I will say I am glad to see in watching that the Flavor Flav comment was not rooted in colorism.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Because I thought it was going to be, and I thought that was going to be real bad for Angela.
We all thought it, remember?
And I am going to say, I am glad to say that is not the case. So,
no, it was definitely...
I will say Angela's coming through low-key with reads. She is.
Look, Angela, baby, she said, baby, Portia is Chuck D, and she's going to collect the check. And just Shamea doing the work.
And then I'm also going to give Angela, because one thing I'm always going to do, even if I don't like you, I'm going to give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
Angela is eating the confessionals.
Oh, she's
her
eating
confessionals
the
are eating.
The
looks are eating.
The looks are eating. The reads are there.
The reads are there. And it's the right amount of shade.
It's the right amount of shade. Yeah.
It is.
That's what you want.
So you're doing good there, Angela.
Round of applause.
A round of applause.
Yes, Angela, girl, you do it. You know what? Can I be honest, y'all? Just between us, everybody listening, and Alex, me and Alex both, after we had a particular conversation with Angela, we actually really did like her a lot.
We liked her a lot.
And I said to Angela, you could be that girl. And I think that we're seeing that. I just think that for some reason, after our initial interaction, it just didn't go that way with us in particular. But you know what? I'm glad that it's coming through on camera at least. So, you know,
it's coming through for now.
It's coming through for now. And I'm excited for that because you know what? I will say, Angela, I only want the best for you. If you're on the show for 10 fucking years, girl, I want you to be on the show for 10 fucking years. I want it to be some real shit. I want you to give us your real life. I want you to really be in it. I really want to feel like real connection from you. And that's it. And like, I want the best from you. I'm not a hater. Like, I'm never going to like talk down on you or anything like that if I don't feel it. But I just would say I have a particular opinion on things just based on our interaction. I know Alex feels the same way. So
I don't feel the same way.
Oh, you don't feel the same way?
I don't. Let's not speak on me because I don't feel the same way.
What does Alex feel about?
I feel about Angela the way I felt about you the night we shot the finale. Bitch, fuck you and fuck that bitch too.
But you know, that was the night. That was just the night.
We were not friends that night.
I was night. You see this bottle of champagne? I had about 4 of these.
And I had about 12 dirty martinis.
Yes. So
let me tell you,
it was a lot.
I'm gonna agree with everybody who says Bravo be liquoring these people up because they do.
Yeah, TLC does too. And it's not as expensive.
Because actually I had to pay for all that liquor at TLC.
Damn, did you?
From my pocket.
Damn, TLC.
Fuck that.
Y'all cheap.
They're very cheap.
Y'all can spend a little more coin. At least have some food there.
Baby, they didn't have no. You see, everything that happened, I had to pull out of my ass. And I was like, y'all, I just moved.
I know. Yeah, it was a
TLC
lot.
was playing with me.
They were playing.
They was playing, but I gave y'all the best finale they had seen.
That was the best finale ever.
I mean,
that shit
I got
was
called
so
iconic.
crazy.
When I tell you there's so many tweets that call me iconic, I was like...
I will tell y'all, I don't know if they ever showed it on the show. I have to go back and watch. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I do remember in the middle of the scene of all this shit happening, the producer broke me and Alex up. And she said, bitch, this is not Jerry Springer. And we don't do this on TLC. And I was like, bitch, y'all don't? Because I feel like I've seen this on TLC before.
What's that show? My Big Fat Bitch? My
Big Fat Greek wedding?
It's something with my big fat life.
1,000-pound sister?
I'm a big fat bitch. It's
one of those big girls.
One of them big fat bitches.
No, but yeah, like that was funny to me because I was like, when she said that, I was like, girl, I seen y'all fight on TLC. Now don't do that. Don't do that.
Pedro and Chantel's brother was fighting at the dinner table in an Airbnb.
But yeah, she was really upset that all that was going on, you know. I think also too, I have heard from a million people, and I'm sure you have too, that they didn't know that black people in the South, when you go to fight for real, you take your shoes off.
Well, my shoes.
Nobody knew that.
They do take your shoes off, but my shoes.
Nobody knew that. They were like, "Why'd y'all take your shoes off?" I said, "That's how you you got to get good traction on the ground.
You got to get
you don't want to get." You don't want to get caught off guard.
These shoes ain't about to slow me up.
The shoe got to come off because what I'm not about to do would be slipping and sliding when I'm trying to beat your ass.
Because these shoes might not fit the way they need to.
Yes. But also too, I was just so thrown off guard with everything that happened that night. I can look back at it now and laugh at it. But at the moment, we were so mad. Oh my God. I just will never forget. I'll never forget. Actually, it wasn't even that night. It was a conversation like 3 days later where Alex was like, hey, can we talk? Like, I'm sorry about what happened. I said, bitch, no, fuck you. Like, I'm really fucking mad. No. I was so mad.
And I was like, bitch, I'm sorry.
And he was like, bitch, I'm sorry. But like, can we be honest? That was some good fucking TV.
It was like, bitch, we was just on the Real Housewives.
He was like, that was some good fucking TV. I was like, bitch, no. I'm really fucking mad. Like, I was really mad. But you know what? We obviously, we're past it. So we're past it now. But, you know, now we'll just fight again on Bravo.
And then you guys will see we made it past it.
And then we made up again. So, you know.
So, cheers to us.
This happened. Cheers to us. So, but yeah, that's our recap on episode 3. It was a good episode.
It was.
I think all 3 episodes have been really good so far. I'm really excited for episode 4.
We're about to start to get into the Kenya Brit drama, which is the main drama for the first half of season 1.
Yes,
because we're the main drama for the second half.
So we're really leaning into this Kenya Brit drama, which we think in our head, this is what we say, is we think that it's going to be about 6 episodes. So you're going to see episode 4. Episode 5 is going to be Kenya's spa event, which is going to lead over into episode 6.
To be continued.
To be continued and see like the aftermath. And then episode 7 will lean into Portia saying, girls, we need a getaway. Let's go to Nashville for my birthday. And then that's when we're going to see the second half of the season, which is where Portia does her trip. And then they come back. They have a couple of events. And then Phaedra pops in for their trip international. And then when they come back from Grenada, it's 2 boys that come in and they just drop some bombs.
Sorry, Ange.
Sorry.
But until then,
Cue the chaos. Cheers.
No tears, just cheers.
Bye, guys.